Trust, yeah. Competition looking hella washed. But you said you ain't tricks, man, I got watch you drop. Yeah, looking at the game, it's looking hella toss. Yeah, running circles round it while they're trying to cross. Yeah, fast creative players, I want 10 of those. Yeah, this year I'm playing, smashing hella pros. Yeah, about to witness one tactical masterclass. Yeah, you gon' get embarrassed if you dare pose. Hello humans, this is probably the most exciting episode of A Road to Glory yet. Tune in, man, buckle up. Really get the seatbelts going, because it's a madness. It really is. So, first of all, I just have to announce that me and Geezy Genius actually finished 11th and 12th in the world in squad battles. Now, you know, it seems really, really good, but the rewards that you get for it aren't really that great, other than the coins, which added with Division Rivals coins and all the rest of it, I managed to get about 230,000 coins altogether. And yeah, my squad battles rewards for some reason ended up corrupting because I ran out of hard drive space. And yeah, so I didn't even get to show the rewards. But luckily we didn't get anyone anyway. We got absolutely pissed off. We've also got a loss on the record there. We lost this one game against Ultimate, unfortunately. It was a little bit peak. So that's my only loss on the club. And it's really sad, man. It makes me cry. But we've built a team for 230,000 coins. Now, you know, the board of directors have actually splashed out. And they've allowed us to try and compete in amongst the best in FUT Champions. Now, obviously, going into FUT Champions, there's going to be some sick teams. There's going to be the metas. There's going to be the 4-2-3-1s, the classics with Mbirchy, and all of the other sweating players. But we need to come up with a strategy. We need to formulate a strategy that is going to work for this weekend. And I decided to go with a 3-1-4-2. And the reason is that this is going to allow us to have that power, that domination in the midfield. You know, we're sacrificing the defense a little bit, but we're going to be able to outnumber them in midfield, truly. And another thing that's going to help us to do that is having João Felix, who's actually dropping into the midfield. Instead of having two complete kind of strikers staying up, we're actually having João Felix drop in as a false 9. So, my goodness me, we're taking a risk. We spent all of our money on a left back and a right back. Mendy costing almost 100k, Semedo costing about 40k, and we're putting them in at centre backs. So the reason I've done this is that they've both actually got a high defensive work rate. Mendy's got a high work rate, and Semedo's got a medium attacking and a high defensive work rate. So, you know, they're pacey. They've actually got some decent defensive stats, and they've got good work rates. So I'm willing to test out, you know, it's risky strats. It's outside of the box type stuff. You're not going to see this anywhere else type thing. Like, nobody else is going for these type of strats. They're all frauds, man. I'm telling you, they're all 4-4-2, just freaks, like 4-2-3-1s and all that. Just, you know, very much thinking along the same kind of wave pattern as everyone else. And ultimately, that's just not the way to go, man. Don't be silly. So we're bringing on Insigne as a right midfield. It actually looks a bit confusing. It looks like Vinicius Jr. and Insigne there are the right centre mid and left centre mid, but they're actually the right mid and the left mid, and the ones further up next to the strikers are actually the right centre mid and the left centre mid. So first of all, we're looking to very much kind of impose ourselves. This is in the first game. Like, these games are scary, and we're looking to get the little triangle passes, just kind of settle down the players, because at the end of the day, they're new lads. They've just come in. Benji Backhouse has not been taking good care of the players. There's actually a bunch of backroom staff that I've seen on Twitter and stuff. They want him gone. They want him dead, because they're just not happy with his strats. And they've seen, again, he's barely actually broken out of bronze on FUT Champions. So they're not sure why he's here at all. But nonetheless, we get a goal. João Felix just showing a bit of his technical ability. And I've seen that he's got it. And that's why I've actually signed him up. He's actually, of course, playing as that false 9. But when he wants to get forward, you know, when he wants to get in amongst the goals, he can certainly do that. We put a Maestro Chem style to add dribbling, passing, and shooting. But he's not really got much pace. So, you know, we're willing to sacrifice the pace just to have a bit more technical ability. As a false 9, I think that's certainly super important, to be quite honest with you. So, yeah, we win our first game. At this point, everyone, it's once again that kind of point in time, we're in the dressing room, everyone's starting to celebrate, almost thinking we got 30-30 or something. Telling them to calm right down. They were listening to songs, weird little tunes, they just weren't catchy at all. I told them that, and then I unplugged the speakers, and I just said, get it together, lads. You know, come on. We're only one game in, and you're already celebrating like this. Pathetic. And I tell you what, the stadium for FUT Champions as well is actually pretty banging. It's got very much like an atmosphere about it. Like, you turn up. I've never seen anything, you know, in FUT Champions before like this, where you're turning up to a stadium, it's like a new stadium, and you're feeling, you know, me and my players walked in with Mbirchy and Geezy as assistant managers, and we're actually a little bit intimidated, to be honest. Like, the fans screaming on the other side. I don't know why they're screaming so loud when they're playing some stupid strats and they're doing stuff like that with Alisson running into his own net. I don't know what happened there. My guy, I don't know. It's almost like somebody's got a fishing rod and they've just kind of reeled him into the net. And, yeah, he quit. He wasn't happy with that. His Xbox probably getting switched off and battered up. It's lucky that he's pre-ordered the new Xbox, because I think that one's just about had it after that goal. I'll be honest, controller out the window type thing. So, yeah, we're very much doing a great job here. We're starting off as we mean to go on, but we're seeing the Mbappes now. We are starting to see a lot of these higher tier players coming in. So we need to make sure, you know, like I say, this is very much a game plan set out for FUT Champs. I knew that the counter-attack is very, very strong this year. And, you know, we could just go all out guns a-blazing, false nine, try and play the possession 30, but I'm scared of our counter-attack. And I know they can harm us. And Mendy and Semedo really doing a job. And I told them that as well after the game. I've said to him, you know, fair enough, you've stepped out of right back and left back, and you've actually gone into unfamiliar roles in centre-backs, and they've done a job. They've been so sick. Like, they're genuinely stopping the counter-attack with the pace just about every time, reading the game really well. And Luka Modric, it's a farce how he's so cheap. Because it's just, I know exactly why he is cheap, to be fair. It's because the meta this year is obviously the 4-2-3-1 yet again. And he doesn't really fit any role particularly well. Like, he doesn't really fit a centre-attacking mix. He's not quick enough. CDM, you could argue he's not quite quick enough, not quite got the defensive stats. So he just doesn't really fit in the meta. And I think that's why we got him so cheap. We've got him dirt cheap. I'm almost, as I get the contract over the line, I'm speaking to the manager that I'm buying him off. I'm almost like laughing a little bit. I'm like, dude, I don't know why you're giving this boy over for this cheap. It's almost like when you buy someone off eBay, off like some grandma or something that just doesn't know what she's got. She's got like some old Lego or something that's worth like £1 million, and you're just buying it for £2, just kind of chuckling quietly. And yeah, we're getting the deals. We really are. So he's picking out the ball nice and early there. Lautaro Martinez getting the goal. I don't know how he's picked him out there. It's pretty dirty passes coming out to play at times. Golan having a strike. Just keeps falling back for him. But look at this. It's resilience. It's resilience in the face of cheese at times. You know, these guys are just going at you. And you've just got to stand firm. You've got to stand firm against a growing tide. And you really have just got to sit nice and cozy at times. Get the ball back. Gain your composure. And attack him down the other end. Usman, oh no, this is Vinicius Jr. But Usman Dembele doesn't even need to get a touch of that. Because down that end, they just seem to be putting it in the back of a net. Once again, the fishing rod. The little super rod on Pokemon type vibe. Time and a place, but not now. That was actually a famous little vibey quote. But we get the ball through. João Felix. What a time to score. 30th minute. Just getting us right back in front. And that's the thing is that, you know, it's always a little bit scary, isn't it, when you concede first in FUT Champs. You know, like, you're doing really well. And then when you concede that first goal, it just unsettles you a bit. You know, you look, and that's where you need some good lads on the sidelines, kind of on the bench with you to turn to, and they give you that bit of confidence. I'm looking at Mbirchy, and if anything, it's making me even more scared. I'm like, I got some lads on the bench here that are absolutely clueless, and you know, when we're down in games, I'm a little bit sort of questioning myself. I'm questioning my tactics and all sorts. But you know, at the moment, we're very much screaming. So it doesn't matter who we got on the bench. It doesn't matter who we got on the sidelines, as long as we're getting the goals. And João Felix just looking to create something. It gives it to your boy Luka Modric, and my guy can pick a pass. But for now, just giving it to Miller. And I haven't even had a chat about this lad. Miller, he's come back to the club. I said he had some long-term. It was actually in the first episode, I think. We got Miller because he was super cheap and we needed a CDM. I said he was going to be here for the long term when Benji and all that was saying, nah, just keep him for the short term or whatever. And we obviously got rid of him. But we've ended up bringing him back. The guy only cost about 700 coins.
And he's competing in amongst it. This guy's using people like Gary Lineker. We're using a lad with I don't know, he's got 70 defending as a CDM. And he's doing work. So, you know, like, sometimes you have got to play with the underdogs. Because they just show that bit more grit. People that have actually got passion. It's almost like Jose Mourinho when he won the Champions League with Porto. He brought in a bunch of local lads that were actually willing to fight for the club. And that's what we've done. We've brought in some lads that actually, like Miller, that are willing to give everything. They're willing to die for the badge. So, you know, it's got to be done at times. So, Ousmane Dembele, he's doing work up tops. I'm not going to lie. The fact we're able to get a finisher chem style and get him up tops, I feel like that's definitely one of the most underrated things on the game that nobody ever thinks about. I hear people say all the time, like, oh, that player's in a really bad position. If only he was a striker in form or whatever. But it's like, dude, you can literally just bring him. You can just change his position in game. Like, Ousmane Dembele is a winger. We're just using him as a strikes. He's probably better than, like, any other strikes that you'll get anywhere near that price point as a striker. Because he's got 5-star skills, 5-star weak foot, with a finisher chem star. The guy's got, like, 90 finishing. I mean, I don't really know what else to tell you, man. Like, you just got to think outside the box. Sometimes you just got to really think for yourself instead of just following the mindless kind of meta that is only going to benefit the people that have got the sick teams anyway. You know, we're working with shocking players at times, but we're getting the most out of them because we're just thinking for ourselves. We're really just kind of coming up with strategies that I think, you know, because I knew going into this, and I've worked on my tactics. I've sort of sat everyone down around one of those little tactics boards, and I've said, you know what, lads, this FUT Champions, it's not going to be easy. You know, it's a tough standard. And I've said to him, we could go out there and play the 4-2-3-1, but we'll probably, if we try and go, you know, 4-2-3-1 against another 4-2-3-1 and they've got a sick team, we're going to get done. And it's that simple. We're going to get rinsed. So, yeah, anyway, at this point, we're 14-0. And I'm just trying to focus on it game by game. I'm just trying to keep the focus of the players. It's very important that you just keep the focus as we go 1-0 down and completely lose our focus. Now, that's a little bit off-putting. That's a little bit scary as Werner goes in on goal. Slots it away. We're 2-0 down. It's when the Titanic music comes on. Mate, you can literally hear... Wait, what? You can hear people saying in the background, dinner's ready. My dad was just shouting. You can literally hear that. This mic is picking it all up, I'm telling you. So, oh, man. It's mad what you can hear on Jabba's sail barge. I'm actually just sat on Jabba's sail barge right now. And yeah, so we lose that game. A little bit peak. A little bit sad, man. There were tears after the game. We collected up the tears. And we drank them. We actually drank the tears. They taste a little bit different. Got some proper, like, strawberry flavoured tears. And, yeah. Why not? I've actually been having, like, some strawberry Volvic and stuff. So it's obviously gone straight through. It's translated very nicely to the tears. So, yeah. We're 1 loss down. And this is a good record, though. Let's not be silly. Like, we're using a 3 at the back. We're testing new strats. Like, the 3 at the back has never worked in FIFA, really, before. As Vinicius Jr. going down this left-hand side, looking to take on the man. João Felix slotting away. My guy, and he's had a top weekend. He's been so sick for me. Ousmane Dembele, but getting the ball. Nice little bit of skills and slots it, man. This is actually sick. Like, it's actually vibey, man. First week of FUT Champs. We're putting in work. We've taken a risk with a formation, a new kind of strategy. Because I think, you know, there's going to be a lot of people going into this that would have thought, where's the false 9? And Mbirchy's surely playing the false 9, isn't he? But then we've kind of just developed the strats. And one thing that inspired it was actually the recent Man City against Arsenal game, where Man City kind of played a similar formation, but I've just kind of adapted it. But that's the thing is that, you know, we don't really want to be copying Guardiola's strats to the absolute letter. We want to be very much adapting it to the game. Because I think what some people fail to understand is, yeah, obviously Guardiola's strats are clean and stuff. But, like, football is not the same as FIFA. And that's why we're not playing with slow players in centre mids, for example, in the false 9. that are really good at passing and dribbling. We're playing with quick players because we know that in FIFA, quick players work well in those half spaces attacking. So, you know, you've got to adapt to the game. We're taking the knowledge and we're adapting to it. So this is actually the most difficult game. This was the most difficult game that we played in the whole of FUT Champs right here. Up against this ridiculous team. And we ended up winning, but the recording cut out. And we won on penalties. It literally went down. I think Modric scored in the 117th minute to put us in the lead. And then he scored right at the end to equalise. And then we won on penalties. Up against that ridiculous team. And the thing is that I genuinely thought he was a pro player or something, but I don't think he actually was. But he seemed like he was a pro player. He seemed like he was up there with Lukey T. And I don't know, it's like some of these players that you come up against, as soon as they start doing a ball roll or something, you just start panicking. And you can, it's just kind of an aura that you can sense in the crowd where there's just that little bit of fear factor. As soon as the little ball roll comes out, like some people start leaving. Some people get so anxious when they're watching games. Like Mbirchy when he watches a Chelsea game. Don't blame him because obviously lamps and all that are just that bad. But every time he watches a Chelsea game, he just gets anxious, man. He gets scared. And he'll turn off the TV at times. And I'll be watching and laughing. I'll be screaming down the mic. But you know, some people do just get a bit scared. And I can't blame them. You know, this club is not undefeatable. We've seen that in the past. Because we've got 2 losses out of 70, well, 80 games. We played 80 games and lost 2. Which is actually pretty sick. Low key. But still some of those fans, you know, they want to leave at times. Which is quite sad. But yeah, João Felix getting the ball. Slots it away. We're doing pretty flipping well, man. We're actually screaming. Ousmane Dembele near post. You know, when we start to develop our play. And I was thinking as well, with a 3-1-4-2, we got 2 strikers, obviously, João Felix dropping in. And as sick as he's been, I can't imagine how sick it would be if we had a quicker player there. Because I can't tell you the amount of times where we've had an opportunity to play it in behind, but he's just not quick enough. He's got like 80 sprint speed. And most centre-backs with a shadow are quicker than that. So he's slower than the defenders he's coming up against. The only kind of good things that he can do are dribble on the ball. Well, everything other than pace abuse, really. He can dribble on the ball pretty well. He's got a good pass on him without Maestro Chem style. He's got a banging shot with really good shot power. So, you know, he's got the skills in a weak foot too. But Modric here, that's a massive goal. Because the thing is that he looked like he was going to get back in the game. The other team looked like they were getting back in the game. And we kind of dropped off for a bit. And it takes people like Luka Modric to kind of rally the troops together. You know, get the players going again. And just, you know, inspire the lads. Especially seeing as we're going into another game. And we've got people like Mbappe scoring early doors. This is when you need the character, man. When you're coming up against the meta lads. Abusing the 4-2-3-1, the boring lads, man. I just don't know how they do it. And, you know, we're looking to go toe-to-toe with them. Like, it gets to that point. I was literally saying, right, when you get to about 15 skill rating, which is when you win 15 in a row, if you lose one, you go down to 14, and then if you win, you go back up to 15. 15 is the max skill rating you can go FUT Champs. When you get to that, everyone's playing the same formation, the 4-2-3-1 and the 4-4-2s. They're playing the same formation. They're playing exactly the same way. And they're playing practically exactly the same players. So it's like, there was a game where I was playing this lad, and then I was playing another guy straight after. I could have swore it was the same player. Because they were just playing exactly the same. And had pretty much exactly the same players. Like, I don't know. It just couldn't be me. It really couldn't be me, man. It's just boring. But anyway, Gelson Martin's getting the ball. João Felix gets it across. What a finish, man. 3-2 to the boys in the 95th. But this one's going to the death. He catches me again. And this one, we weren't really getting caught on the counter. This was one of the only games where this guy kind of had me figured out or something. Like, because he was genuinely catching me on the counter. So goes 190th minute, and unfortunately, it looks like it's going to go penalties. Like João Felix and all that, they're looking to get some sort of attack going in, man. It's like, I don't want to go to penalties, man. I really don't. So Gelson Martins getting it to your boy Ousmane Dembele. João Felix just trying to find a bit of space here in the middle. What can he do? Look at that turn! Oh my days, man. That turn was actually so sick. That was actually the sickest of turns, man. And he bangs it. I swear. Oh my days. I literally, you don't even know how much I was screaming. Oh my days. We had that designated screamer again. Some lad that's on the bench just to scream. He actually got a brand new megaphone, which he bought off Amazon. And he got an Amazon Prime, so it arrived on the day. And he's just screamed so loud. I think he's popped like everyone's ears. It's like, it's almost as bad as those like, I can't remember what they're even called. It's like the, I can't even remember the name, to be honest. It's like Vuvuzela or something like that, where it was like in Brazil, everyone was doing those noises in the World Cup or whatever. That was piss annoying, but not as piss annoying as that. Alright. This is where the salt kicks in. We're 22-1. We're in amongst it for top 100. Maybe Elite 1. And we get a disconnect. Really? And we connect straight after. I'm plugged into the Ethernet. I mean, there's no more stable connection that you could ask for, pretty much. And we get the disconnect. And the thing is that I tried to get the players kind of under control again, but you just know they're not going to be the same after that. I just said to them, lads, come on, like, let's continue it. And, you know, this game, they ended up doing pretty good this game. But it started to go wrong. It started to go wrong after this, and you'll see it, man. But Ousmane Dembele getting the ball in, gets it past the keeps. Like, this game, they brought it back. And I think they must have just had a really good bit of confidence to hit that Elite 3 or something. It was almost like, yeah, they just wanted to guarantee the Elite 3. I know this is actually Elite 2. This is the final game. Yeah, I forgot to show the other game. I mean, there's kind of no point because basically we just ended up choking a load of games because the players just wouldn't play for me. They wouldn't play for the badge. We ended up on 25 wins, which for the first week, using brand new strats is actually pretty sick. So there you have it, chaps and chappets. That's the end of the FUT Champions week. And we're going to be getting on to the rewards, which we're going to upload. And then, actually, this weekend, we're playing FUT Champions again. So, chaps and chappets, I'll see you on the next one.
Trust, yeah. Competition looking hella washed. But you said you ain't Driz, man, I got watch you drop. Yeah, looking at the game, it's looking hella toss. Yeah, running circles round it while they're trying to cross. Yeah, fast creative players, I want 10 of those. Yeah, this year I'm playing, smashing hella pros. Yeah, about to witness one tactical masterclass. Yeah, you gon'